Sometimes it's a case of out of sight and out of mind, but we certainly don't want that to be the case with those that have left the South African shores. And when we get the ideal opportunity, it's always lovely to try and touch base and make contact with the ex-South Africans that have gone to plough their trade overseas. I watched during the week on social media platforms, which thank goodness for social media platforms, because we were able to keep watch and keep track of our friends and family from around the world. And I was watching a video clip during the week of a horse called Blue Stocking that was winning at York, at the York Festival, I think it was. And I saw a very friendly, familiar South African face in the parade ring cheering on his horse. And his name is Eric Ngwane. And it gives me great pleasure, albeit online, to welcome Eric Ngwane to our edition of In the Box Seat for this week. Eric, all the way from South Africa, across the sea and across the land to England, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Warren. Thanks for having me on your podcast.
Absolute pleasure, Eric. And let's just start off by, for those that don't know, where are you right now and what are you doing?
Well, I'm currently in England. I'm work riding for Ralph Beckett, one of the top trainers in England. And yeah, that's what I'm doing currently.
Okay, and you just give me the trainer's name again. I see the initials on your cap, RB.
Yeah, it's a Beckett.
Okay.
He's one of the top trainers in England, yeah.
Okay. No, we just why I asked you to repeat it is there was just a little glitch in the signal, but we've got it now. So you work riding there, and tell us about it, because it's quite different there. You do work riding, you do grooming, you do all that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, how it works is when you get here, you're assigned to look after horses like normal. It's like it's not so different to South African grooms and stuff like. But here it's you get a horse when it's still a yearling when they come in. They give you like 4 horses. Well, when you get here, you get 4 horses to look after, and you groom them and you take them racing. Well, yeah, it's way better in South Africa, because yeah, you get to go to a lot of places. You get to travel with your horses and stuff, and it's just. And I was fortunate when I got here. I've got very nice horses, so I've been around England quite a lot, and it's just great. It's something different, obviously, to what I went to the academy for, but it all comes down to the horse. And with the horses, they've taken me everywhere. And today, I find myself in England, and I'm still working with horses, and I'm enjoying it. And yeah, that's it.
I'm glad you mentioned that it's about the horse, and that it's you've ended up in England. We all know that you started off in South Africa at the South African Jockey Academy, and you were a very good and accomplished rider. But why, Eric, did you stop riding?
Well, Eric hasn't completely stopped riding. I'm on a break, you could call it, because I am gonna get back on the saddle. I'm still very young, and I was quite new in the game, and yeah, and I did well in my time, I won't lie, and I enjoyed it very much. And obviously, the game sometimes catches up with you. I'm still young, I'm learning about it, and when it goes a bit downhill, sometimes it's really hard to keep up and stuff, and you gotta think of living as well at some point. And when I went to Mauritius.
Yes.
For a few months, yeah, I did, and I rode there. I did well, and when you leave a place where you're doing well at sometimes, and then when you come back, it's very hard sometimes to find your feet again, and you gotta start from scratch. And that's what I did, and things just didn't go well for me for a season or two, and then this opportunity came up to come to England, and I just said okay. And at the time, I was with a partner, and it was a very good offer um, for both of us to come here, and it was an opportunity for both of us to come here, and we did. And I think I'm enjoying it. I think I made a wise decision because I I'm healthy. I'm living, and it's great. I think I made a good decision. I'm on the break. I'm not done. So
Okay, so basically, after telling us your story as to why you're there, and it's a fabulous story, and just great to go and
yeah.
explore the world. So, as you've mentioned that you are still young, etc. So the intention is to one day start race riding competitively again, whether it be overseas or back in South Africa. Is that correct?
Yes, that's what I'm doing currently. So it's I'm learning a lot here. With what I'm seeing, it's a great experience. I wouldn't
Well,
put it past anybody to try that.
okay, well, that's good news. That's good news to hear both that you've, enjoying your time there and absorbing all the information that you can, and that the fact is that, please God, we'll see you in the saddle again, as I say, whether it's overseas or here one day in the near future. So that's good news. Currently, tell us about the horses, some of the trainers, some of the jockeys, and some of the horses that you are associated with.
Now I'm just associated with one trainer here, and Mr. Beckett, and he's got a lot of horses. He's got over 200 horses, and during the season he enters them in. Well, his horses are well bred, most of them, so they run in all the big races. As you can see, he's and he doesn't really train old horses. He starts them at like when they get to 4, that's sort of their end of career with him, and he moves them on. And yeah, that's it.
But at the races, Eric, and at the at the training grounds, I mean, you're obviously in contact, and you see other top trainers as well. I mean, that must be an experience too.
Yes, yes. Yes, I've seen a lot of trainers, and I saw Mr. Haggis at races in my first year here, and he still remembered me, and I was really pleased, and it's like it's really nice to like know that other people still know you, and then I saw Mr. Parker as well at the races, which was very nice, and it's very nice, and you meet a lot of people, and we get Frankie Dettori to come work his rides here, and all the top riders. I see them all the time. Tom Marquand, he still remembers me from 2016 when I came over with the South African Jockeys Academy. So it's obviously Dan Muscat and all of them. It's nice to see all these guys, and and you get to see top riders from all over the world. Ryan Moore, I laid up a horse that Ryan Moore was riding. It's just it's a different feeling, and you know it's just great, and I learn a lot, and I'm gonna keep doing it, and then when the time's right, I'll come back to the saddle. Obviously, yeah.
The two questions which we can answer in one, and you've touched on it already, is the fact that you were taken over to the British horse racing school by the South African Jockey Academy some time ago, and obviously you've been educated and gone through the ranks and the levels of the South African Jockey Academy. Both these experiences must have held you in good stead in your current position.
Yes, no, it actually did help. No, people don't really praise the South African Jockeys Academy for what they do, and they really help me. a lot. The South African, without them, I wouldn't be here. Without the South African Jockeys Academy, and with what they do with the British Racing School, it's really good because it opens out the eye. It opens your eye to a different type of the world. You know, in racing, you can never say you know enough. When I came over in 2016, I learned a lot, and now I see it now why I came over, because I did say that I will come to England one day, and here I am today, and it's all because of the South African Jockeys Academy, and I'm really grateful for them, and I hope more youngsters can learn from this, and you know the money is good, you live well, it's really good. South African Jockeys Academy really do a good job, and there's quite a few of South Africans here that came from the South African Jockeys Academy, and it started well. Mr. Beckett employs them, but he asks me first if the guys are good and stuff like that. So I'm the reference. So the other guys that are here, and it's just great, and we all enjoying our time here, and
Eric,
but most certainly I'll be back on the setup.
so has it been, correct me if I'm wrong, approximately 7 or 8 years that you've been overseas already, as long as that?
No, not 8 years. It's my third year.
Okay, your third year, because you said you came across from, your visit was years ago, that's right, okay. I was getting my wires crossed, but
Yeah, 2016.
26, correct, okay. Now, since you've been there in those 3 years, and I'm sure there's been many experiences that have been rewarding, but talk to us about one or two of your most rewarding experiences that you've had in England.
Well, I've got two very nice horses that I look after.
What are their names? What are their names?
Everyone knows. Blue Stocking and Task Force at the moment, and they Task Force ran in the Guineas a month ago, and Blue Stocking, obviously everyone saw 2 weeks ago. She won the fillies race. It was a Group 2, and last year she was really unlucky. She ran in 2 Group 1s, and she ran second, and she was still a baby back then. She was very young. She's just, and now this year she's 4, and they kept her in training, and she's I think this year she'll take me places, and I just can't wait.
Sure. There was that footage we saw, that footage we saw on social media, on your social media, of Blue Stocking, as you say, winning at the York Festival.
Henry! Go on, baby! Go on, baby! Oh, go on, baby! You're beauty! Oh, well done. Thank you. There's, oh my days, look at that go!
And you were so smartly dressed, and you could just see the delight. You had a smile right around your face. I mean, it almost was like you just can't imagine what's happening, really.
Yeah, I was just excited for her because, and before that race, she didn't even do any work. She was on holiday, and she came back and she blew that field away like it was, you know. And she ran against a few of those fillies last year, and they beat her because they were older than her. And then this year, she's much stronger and she's bigger.
Eric, we're talking about suits. You know, you were so nicely dressed with your suit on. The dress code in England is very high standard, isn't it?
You gotta be smart here, and well, you're leading up to like in South Africa, they can the level of racing could, you know, and I'm sure it will one day, because South African racing is coming up now, and I still keep tabs. I watch racing, and I'm happy that things are changing slowly but surely, and it's looking good again for South African racing, and No, hope to God one day that we get to some at least a level of racing like England one day in South Africa, and I'm sure with the way South African racing is going, we'll get there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I agree with you. And are you a soccer fan, Eric? Do you enjoy soccer?
Yeah. Yes, I haven't been to a game yet, but
Well, that was going to be my next question. Have you been to any games and have you been to any football stadiums?
yeah, no, yeah, no, I haven't been to a game yet, but I am gonna go. I will go. I'm an Arsenal fan, so
Your favorite race course? Have you got a favorite race course in England, Eric?
I could say at the moment because the best race I've won yet is York at York, and that's I'd say it's York at the moment because it was a great experience for me, and yeah, my horse won a nice race there. Newmarket also is a really beautiful course. It's like they all beautiful here in England. The courses are really nice. I've been to many. I think in my time here, I've been 8 race courses already. No, it's horses travel far here. Like from here to York is 5 hours. So you travel quite a lot.
It's almost like Joburg to Durban, really.
Yes, yes. And sometimes you do it in a day,
Sure.
that trip. Yeah.
Eric, all I wanted to do after seeing that great footage of you and must have been your colleague, stable colleague, shouting home a blue stocking, I said to the team, we must make contact with you and just see how you're doing. And as always, flying the South African flag very high. And just we wanted to wish you all the very best and to touch base with you and just see how you're doing and know that you're certainly not forgotten here in South Africa.
No, that's great, Warren. Thank you so much. And I really do wish that more of the young riders that think that there's no future in the game, that they look into this. It's not like it's a bad thing to groom a horse and take a horse racing and lead it around. I know for some people they think it's downgrading. Certainly, it's not a downgrade. It's a learning experience, and I hope that more youngsters would that want to anything to do with racing look into this. It's an experience, and Mr. Beckett is he really helps youngsters out if they want to come overseas and stuff. But they must just get in contact, and it's an experience of a lifetime. I won't lie, and I'm just grateful to work with a man like him. He really helped me, and the South Africans that are here it's something the South African racing industry should look at. If the youngsters are like battling or anything like that, they can always turn the corner and come and do stuff like this. And there's a lot of trainers that are looking for people to work. It's not, it really helps because it's an experience of a lifetime. You travel and you earn a lot. It's not a bad thing to groom and do what I'm doing. So most certainly.
Eric, last observation is the observation, and I'm glad you've touched on it because I was just talking to Mr. Graham Hawkins in my office about an hour before the podcast, and I mentioned we were going to be chatting to you, and we were just chatting about, for whatever reason, a particular jockey or jockette, male or female, any jockey that has to stop riding for whatever reason, whether it be weight issues, whether it be lack of support, whatever it may be, is, and we've lost some of those good horse people in the industry and they've gone on to do other things and fallen by the wayside, which is so sad. But as you've just alluded to, there is life after, being a jockey. If it doesn't work out in the saddle, you can go out and get opportunities like this and make some serious livable wages.
Yeah. No, the wages are really good. You can live off of this, and it's for youngsters. They must really, if they can't make it, then it's there's always doors open everywhere around the world, and it's really nice to be doing stuff. And horses will take you everywhere in the world. No, just if you work with horses, they'll take you anywhere in the world.
Eric, as I said, absolutely lovely to see you and lovely to touch base with you and to hear your voice again. And this podcast will be shared with you and on all our social media platforms. And it's just been an absolute treat. Please send our best, although we don't know Mr. Beckett. Maybe one day when we come over, we'll come and meet. And it's just, as you say, racing takes you all over the world. I'm still waiting. The furthest racing's taken me is Zimbabwe and Mauritius. But like you, we're still young, and we certainly have got, God willing, time to go and explore the world. But to you and your family, and especially yourself in England, we're very proud of you, and we wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much, Warren. And just to the trainers in South Africa, I'd like to thank them as well. The ones that I didn't say goodbye to as well. A lot of people didn't know I was leaving, but I'm not gone. I'll be back, and I'll be looking for support again.
So Eric, sorry, last question. I know we're running out of time. Last question. So when you start riding, your intention is you'd like to come home one day back to South Africa. Is that basically what the end result will be at some point?
At some point, yes. I'd like to come back home and ride again. Because all roads always lead back home.
Yeah, absolutely. Eric, all the best for the rest of the day, and we'll be following your stable and we'll be following your horses with great interest, and all the very best, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you so much for the podcast, Warren. We'll speak again soon. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, well, there we go. That was Eric Ngwane online, all the way from England, and what a wonderful story, what a heartwarming story, because he's a top quality rider, and he decided to go overseas and do a few things and get as much experience as he can. And how exciting to know, now we know in South Africa where he is, what he's doing, and what the intentions are. And let's hope that we see him back in South Africa in the winner's box when he's ready, because we certainly do miss him. That's a wrap from all of us at In the Box Seat podcast. Andrew Harrison is obviously not with us today. I gave him the day off, but the team behind the scenes are here as always to make this podcast good for you. From all of us at In the Box Seat podcast, goodbye. Remember to subscribe, like, and follow us on the Gallop TV YouTube channel. If you missed last week's episode of In the Box Seat, click right here and you'll be able to watch it at your leisure.